So today I want to show you some of the products that have been life-changing for me, for my health. I personally am not a big fan of advertising things or buying a lot of new things, having a lot of things in my home. I mean, that's obvious. But luckily, because of minimalism, I had a ton of time to do research regarding to my health and food that I was consuming. And today I want to share some of the things that work for me. None of it is sponsored, I just really like these products. And for me, these products are really life-changing. I am kind of upset about the amount of toxic food that is available, not only available, but is considered to be the norm. And that it is so difficult to find food without toxins in it. It is a very big personal struggle for me, and it really hurts me seeing people eating a lot of bad things and seeing people all around me being so sick, having chronic illnesses, and the numbers are just increasing more and more. And I myself have also been very unhealthy when I was younger and had a poor quality of life. So health and food is really something that I find very important, and I know that there is a lot of information out there. Unfortunately, a lot of information that is false. I do think it's important to do what works for you personally, and that's going to be different for everyone. So no matter what any research tells you, eventually your experience is going to be the best research possible. But I do, however, think that there is a frame of which we can work. Now we know certain things are damaging our cells or our gut, our bodies, and the consequences that that has for the rest of our health. And those things are very clear now. Sure, things will change and science always changes, so nothing is ever written in stone, but I think we can see what the big lines are. So for me, the thing that had, I think, maybe the most impact on my health were the grain oils. And I think most people call them vegetable oils, but they are not made from vegetables, but from grains. So I now only use olive oil or avocado oil or coconut oil to bake with. I love avocado the most because it is tasteless. I love olive oil more on salads and things like that. I love olive oil, but not necessarily to cook with all the time. And I think it's especially important because we are using it so frequently during the day, and it's something that is often forgotten as an ingredient. Then I also have salad dressing and things like that that are made of 100% olive oil or avocado oil. And this is actually very difficult to find because most of the products are made with the cheapest, and that's usually canola or sunflower, which is not only GMO, but it is also very irritating for the gut. So I try to avoid those at all costs. And so I always try to buy things with avocado or olive oil, and also all the sauces, everything. It's just so difficult. I cannot buy this in the store. I have to order it online because nothing in the store is made with olive oil or avocado. I also have a special mayonnaise also made with avocado oil. I love mayonnaise, and it's actually not that unhealthy if it's made with very basic ingredients. I know it has like a bad name and people view it as unhealthy, but it's actually really not that unhealthy if it's made with good ingredients. So if I would have to choose one favorite food condiment, it would be mayonnaise. I'm so addicted to this. I love it so much. Then to stay in the realm of sauces, I think maybe it is surprising for some, but I don't use soya sauce. Soy has the potential to mess with our hormones a lot, and I'm staying away from soy. And I did like the taste of soy sauce a lot, and I have found something similar. It is coconut aminos, and it does taste a little bit sweeter. It is still salty, but it is a soy-free alternative for soy sauce, and it's amazing. I was looking so hard for a soy sauce alternative. And some other sauces, when I search for them, It's important that they don't contain any sugar or the canola, sunflower oils, things like that. So I always buy them from specific stores that I know they don't have those ingredients, and this is also so difficult to find. I cannot find these products in the stores. Somehow they always contain at least some kind of sugar or sunflower oil. It's just impossible to find it without. And speaking about sugar, I don't eat that often sweet things, but when I do, I try to bake them myself. At this moment, I'm using either xylitol or another approved Dr. Gundry Keto approved sugar substitute. Back in the days, I used to use natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup or even dates and things like that. But for as far as I know about the research done on that, fructose that is found in natural sugars is apparently also quite damaging, and so it's better to use a bit more artificial ones that are less harmful. But I'm not sure if this knowledge is going to change, but for now I stick to it. So another thing that I really love is coffee, but I know that a lot of coffee beans are being dried in a very harmful way and they get a lot of mold on them, and so basically when I was drinking coffee I was drinking a lot of mold, which is a symptom of our current hyper-capitalistic state that we're in. Like we feel the need to sacrifice everything, even our own health, in order to make some more pennies, or I don't know. Just the thought that coffee beans are full of mold doesn't sit well with me, but it's just the state of the world where we are in right now, that we don't care about health of others or the environment or things like that. It's all about massive profits, and exploitation is legalized and even encouraged. So that's what it is. I know that this Bulletproof, that they are very selective with their coffee and they absolutely don't sell coffee beans with mold on them. They're very strict with that, and that's why I really love this brand. Again, not sponsored, but I know that there is a lot of greenwashing in the world going on, but when companies sincerely care for other people's health, even though it is at a higher price, I can appreciate that. Another reason why I appreciate Bulletproof so much, there are many reasons. At this moment, Dave Asprey, the man who started the company, he is very outspoken about the current situation of tyrannical governments and companies, and he just gained so much more respect from my side. I always loved his products and his podcast, blog posts, everything. I've been a fan for I don't know how many years now, very long, but I feel like he's one of the few companies that is so outspoken, and I can really appreciate that, and I think we need more of those kind of people. I think you can find more companies that are very strict with their beans not being affected by mold. I have found another company in the Netherlands, but at this moment, because I just really like Dave Asprey and his fight for the freedom of us and human equality and everything, I just really like Bulletproof coffee. Because of the fact that I don't consume normal sugar or even the natural sugars that are found in fructose and things like that. Usually I bake my own things, but I am happy when I can find like a chocolate that is made with keto sugars, and they have these vegan chocolates. I'm not sure if they are available everywhere, but I'm just very happy. And when that is not an option, because chocolate is so healthy, I try to go for the darkest chocolate that I can find. So another one of my favorite substitutes for grains, I would say, is millet. And I really like the taste of it. In the beginning it is a bit more bitter than most of the grains, but At this moment I like it even more than rice or anything. There are some a little bit conflicted thoughts on millet. I know Dave Asprey from Bulletproof thinks it's not the best grain and he even prefers white rice more. But Dr. Gundry on the other hand doesn't recommend white rice that often and only when it is pressure cooked. So there's some thoughts in there. I don't know who is more right or wrong, but personally I have noticed that I do way more better on millet than on white rice. I get a little bit tired and just feel a little bit foggy when I eat white rice, and when I eat millet I feel fine. I also don't get any stomach ache or anything, so for me personally I'm on the millet side right now and I just use it almost on a daily basis instead of rice, quinoa or even oatmeal or other forms of grains. So I'm a big fan of millet. Then for me another thing is almond butter, and you also have hazelnut and macadamia and things like that. I really love this because peanut butter is delicious of course, but peanuts are not nuts, they are legumes and they do contain a lot of lectins, so they can be quite damaging for the gut. And therefore I really like these other alternatives that are available. And of course instead of flours, I love this almond flour to bake my own breads and other things. My favorites are almond, tiger nut flour, coconut flour and cassava flour and millet flour. So I just shared what works for me and these are just my personal opinions. Please do your own research and everything, but I just want to, I know I'm adding more information on the already way too big pile of information about health on the internet, but I just want to clarify things because I feel like there's so much misinformation and these kind of tiny things of ingredients that are kind of hidden in everyday things are way more important than we think, and there's a lot of misinformation about healthy food, and these are some swaps, things that I've changed, and they make my life easy because it doesn't feel as if I'm missing out on things. I can kind of basically eat how I used to. For the most part, sure, there are things that taste different, like the breads and things like that, obviously, but I appreciate them so much, and I really think that replacing these things made such a high contribution in my daily life, how I feel and everything. So I just wanted to share that, but it's just information, so please do whatever feels best for you. And I hope that this video helped you, and I also hope to see you next time again. Thanks for watching.